Hey there. I wanna give you an example how to practice in such a way that what you will be learning will likely be more long term. You see, the problem often when we practice, we think we kind of improve, although we are not actually necessarily improving. It can usually happen in such a way that within the practicing session we kind of experience these steps of improvements. However, after we have slept over the night, the next day we're kind of basically where we started from. And there are ways to avoid this happening. In theory, you can kind of think about it like when you practice in such a way that you are using your short-term working memory for practicing. That is usually something that makes it so that you will likely experience immediate improvements with your voice exercises. Instead, when you practice in more efficient way, you are not likely to see those immediate improvements, but you experience faster improvement within a longer period of time, because what you are learning within the practicing session, it will actually be more long term. It will stay after you sleep over the night, and you will be actually improving after you have finished practicing, because your brain is all the time processing the new information. And I want to show you examples of what such a practicing might look like, where we kind of try avoid using our short-term working memory. And in this one, I'm gonna make quite actually difficult exercises. I'm gonna use just a random phrases that come to my mind, and first of all, I'm going to use real, spoken words in these exercises, because I think that's also more efficient, instead of just going these type of things. That's first thing. But to kind of avoid using the short-term working memory, I'm going to do each repetition of the exercise. I'm going to have a considerable variation between the separate repetitions. I'm gonna practice in such a way that every other repetition I'm gonna sing much lower, and every other repetition I'm gonna sing above my register break, because I wanna actually practice my high end of my voice, not the really loud high end, but you know, the kind of more usable stuff that is somewhere below tenor, high C, and over my register break. And to make it even more interesting, so basically I'm gonna start by singing one phrase a little bit lower, then I'm gonna go somewhere above my register break, and I'm gonna try to sing something that can be regarded, or at least I think of it as being more like mixed voice type of setting. And then I'm gonna, again, the next one I'm gonna sing again lower, and then the one after that I'm gonna again go over my register break, but I'm going to use something that I consider to be more belting type of setting. So very interesting exercise that has quite a bit variation, and by all means is not simple, is not like for beginners, but this is more to demonstrate the kind of the idea where you can little by little take these exercises. And why we use this type of high amounts of variation instead of doing the traditional by going little by little higher and higher and higher and using the exact same pattern, is exactly the reason, because in that type of we are making only minor changes, and that allows us to use our short-term working memory, which kind of fools us in thinking that we are improving. But when we are doing this exercising with high amounts of variation, it kind of makes it so that we're not able to use that short-term working memory. We tend to, after doing the one repetition lower and then moving to higher, we kind of tend to already forget what kind of setting we were using with the lower pitch. And same applies when we come down and do the lower one, we already kind of are forgetting what we did higher. And as I mentioned, to make it a little bit more interesting, I am going to change between mixed voice and belting with the higher pitches. Okay, so let's see how it's gonna go. And I have to mention quickly before I do that this is basically me exercising exercises that are probably my level, and I'm gonna not sing everything so perfectly because that's basically how the practicing should go. I was gonna go towards my piano, but I think I'm not gonna need. I'm just gonna check quickly. That's A4 to give me a kind of idea where is my the area between register break and high C. Okay, I'm gonna go start low one. Love me, baby. You are one. Love me, baby. You are one. I am here. Let me go. I am here. Let me go. You are here. You are here. Let me go. You're here. We are one. We are one. Yeah, went until B4, which is just a semitone below high C, so we're going pretty high. And so far I'm doing quite okay, I feel. Maybe even actually a little too good. It's a good singing day today, I guess. Although I'm a little bit recovering from cold, but yeah, everything seems to be working a little bit too good. Let's do something a little bit crazier. I'm gonna do this kind of thing. I'm gonna really push my limits here. I'm gonna make this kind of 1 octave interval and then do that somewhere. How it's supposed to go actually. I'm wondering if I'm going something like this first and then 1 octave higher. So we're kind of covering quite a bit vocal range here. Let's see. Let's try it this way. I am good. Yeah. Oh, that's too high. You are here. I am good. You're here. Okay, it's getting more difficult. My aim is to hit the higher note without this type kind of sliding bit from 1 octave to another. So already harder for me. What's this, like high C? Maybe push it. Why not? Let's see, work with the high C today if it's about to come. I am here. hard to find that one. I am here. We are good. We are good. You are one. You are one. We are same. We are same. Okay. Difficult one. Yeah. Wanted to push myself a little bit to my limits, but the second one would be more close to something that I would be practicing today. So always good to give some challenge. Immediately I started to have more difficulties, couldn't make the octave jump like smoothly, went through a bit of a sliding, and that might be okay if you're aiming to do that, but in my approach we very often kind of aim to get all the notes as quick as possible, because I think that has a lot of benefits to it. Yeah, but you notice that even though those cases when I wasn't singing very well, I didn't like stay there and try to repeat the same exact thing. I just let it go, accepted it that it's not perfect, and then I went back lower, because if I would have done it several times there and like until I get it correctly, that's exactly doing it in a wrong way, then I would have been using my short-term working memory to kind of fix the problem there. And although it might have given me like a good result in that moment, that wouldn't likely produce as good learning as would this type of practicing, where I just let it be what it is and then make a bigger change in the exercise by moving to a 1 octave lower or something like that. Okay, hope you find that interesting. If you did, consider subscribing and pressing the like button, of course. Bye.